Hey friends, Stephanie Lalo here from Lalo Acres. I have hungry kids who want snacks, and so I'm going to make an almond flour Parmesan rosemary cracker. Simple, clean ingredients. Everyone loves it and they last like 5 seconds. We're gonna start with 1 cup of almond flour, add 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now I am super generous with the Parmesan. It tastes amazing, and I think it just holds the crackers together nicely. Pink Himalayan sea salt, I am going to do about a half a teaspoon. We're gonna add some rosemary. I only have about a teaspoon, maybe half a teaspoon. Rosemary is a very strong herb, so I don't want it to be too pungent. I don't know. I'm gonna start with 2 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, no, I'm gonna start with 3. Okay, so now we're gonna give it a good mix, a blend, and it should start to form together. If it's too dry and crumbly, I just add an additional tablespoon of water until it starts to form like a dough. So let's give it a try. So it's a little dry down there. Let's add a little more water. 1 tablespoon more, right in the bottom there. And you can use like a food processor, or I have like a bigger blender that's assists like a food processor. Okay, so I'm kind of giving it a mix with my spoon, checking it out and seeing the consistency. I kind of want to get like a handful of it and just see how it forms. And I roll it in a ball, and if it stays together, it's pretty good. I think it could probably use 1 more tablespoon of water, so we'll do that. Alrighty folks, so my dough is out and it's beautiful. It's got a great sticky texture, but it's not like sticking to my hands. And so I'm just kind of working the ingredients into this batter dough, just making sure that the rosemary is kind of evenly distributed. I'll place it onto a parchment paper, and we're gonna add another piece on top. We're gonna roll it out. This is super important because the dough will stick. If you do not have the second piece of parchment paper, it'll stick to the rolling pin. It just makes it more difficult. And so I just like to do this. And I roll it out as thin as possible. I typically like a 1/4 inch thick cracker. You can do it thicker or thinner. I do notice that sometimes if it's too thin, it will burn. So now that we have our dough, we're going to use a pizza cutter. But I just kind of start at one corner and I cut strips, even strips, down. And I'm going to make like a grid, so it'll kind of look like squares. Kind of creating like a Cheez-It. Okay, this part's optional, but you can add a toothpick and create a hole in the center of each square. This is a little more time consuming, but it does make for cute crackers. Going to place these into a 350-degree oven for 15 minutes. Here you have it, folks. Delicious Parmesan rosemary gluten-free crackers. These are awesome. So one of my favorite things is that my oven cooks a little uneven, and so I get some edges that are thinner, like I was saying, more crispy, where the center has a little more of a chew. And so sometimes in those chewy crackers you get a really robust flavor of rosemary, where in the crispy ones you get that crunchy, cheesy, Cheez-It type of cracker. So go make yours. Okay, enjoy.